Hey friends, how are you? Happy Saturday. I want to just jump on and say hello. Good to see everybody. And as you're jumping on, let me know Team Live. And if you're watching this as a replay, let me know Team Replay. I love to hear from you guys and just support you and engage with you. I wanted to talk about how to set yourself up for success this week, right? Crazy January is coming to an end. We're moving into February, and whatever resolution you had in January, let's focus on how we can continue to set ourselves up for success, to be successful with our nutrition and our health goals. So the first thing that I want you to focus on is utilizing your weekend. So capitalize on this time that you have right now. This is typically when we have a little more flexibility, a little more available time. So utilize that to your benefit rather than walking into Monday saying, deer in headlights, I have all these things I wanted to do, and to be successful with, but I'm just surviving. So we need to utilize our weekends to set us up. So I really am intentional about taking time on my weekends to first of all look ahead at the week ahead and to say, okay, what is my schedule like? What are the days that are going to be really crazy? What are the days I have appointments? What are the evenings that are going to be busier? And what are the days that are going to be more challenging? So you're armoring yourself with the tools and the skills to walk into those days that you know are going to be more challenging and you have more stuff going on with a game plan, right? With the armor that you can walk into those without being like, I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't prioritize the best way that I could. So I really take time to write out my planner. So I'm taking some time this morning. I started to do that. I do use electronic calendars, which I think a lot of us do for appointments and scheduling. But I look at that and then I take it in my written planner and I'm writing down, my appointments, check-ins, and then from there, I'm writing down like 1, 2, maximum 3 most important things that I want to achieve that day. So that way I'm walking into my day with a realistic expectation. Of course, we have laundry lists of tasks and to-do lists, but we end up like the end of the day, I had 20 things to do and I feel like I didn't do anything, right? So if we can break this down to like, depends on a length of time that they're going to take you, right? So if there's like one thing that's going to take you 4 hours, having 3 things that day is probably not realistic. So you do have to look at the time frame. That is like key for me with feeling accomplished with things. It breaks it down. It's realistic, achievable. So take time this weekend and go through your week. Look at what are the nights that we have kids things going on, activities that I need to make sure that I have dinner fast and ready to go. What are the days that I have more time and I have more flexibility that I can get some activity in for myself because I know I have that time. So that's number 1, utilize your weekends. Number 2 is to have the resources that you need to be successful. So if you don't have the goal supportive foods in your house that are going to make you feel good and build your meals well, it's going to be really hard to be successful with eating well, right? If we're like, well, I would love to have, a great meal, but I don't even have the food here. So make sure that you have the resources. Take time this weekend. Do an inventory of what you have, make a list, get to the grocery store, non-negotiable. Like that should be top priority, just like paying your bills, doing the laundry, like this should just be what you do. Nutrition's so important for so many aspects and should be just as accounted for as these other things that we value or that we prioritize in our life. It's just what you have to make a priority. Number 3 is going to be setting up your environment, right? So take a second and look around and say, okay, is my car a mess? Is my bedroom a mess? Is our dining room table or kitchen table a mess? Is my refrigerator a mess? Is my freezer a mess? Like those spaces we're so affected by. And if we feel cluttered and unorganized in our life and in those spaces that we live in every day, it's crazy how much that affects our meals and how we take care of ourselves. So one thing that I try so hard to do is whenever I bring something in the car with me. So I'm going to the grocery store, I have my purse, have my water bottle, I have my bags, whatever it is, my sunglasses I leave in there. I make sure that all those things come out with me. Whatever goes in my cart with me during that trip, if you go to the gym, bring your bag inside with you, it comes out with you. And then make that with your kids too. Okay, whatever you bring in, bring out. My husband knows this, like, okay, bring that back in with you. But I just really value that space in my car feeling good, right? And then same thing like with your fridge. If your fridge is organized, you know what you have and you can see it, guess what? You're going to be more likely to reach for the things that are going to make you feel better because you can see it, your fridge feels good, freezer. So like take some time this weekend and organize those spaces. These are the things that we can do now. I know we're home all the time. I know it's hard, but these are the things that we can be doing to set ourselves up well that are realistic, right? And maybe your dining space is like you have bills and you have backpacks and you have crayons and you have all the things, and then you're like trying to have a family dinner here. Yeah, that's going to be probably hard and feel unorganized. So, take some time and maybe go into the dining room and like have that your eating space if you never use that. If right now, I get it, like everybody's home trying to do all the things in your home office is in your kitchen. I get it. But my point is set up your environment to allow you to feel good. So you want to take care of yourself and you want to take the time to have those meals that make you feel your best. Also, we could get into like your environment in terms of people, but I'm just focusing right now on the physical, material environment. Number 4 is morning routine. Morning routine, like I am bananas about my morning routine. Does not have to look a certain way. It just has to be time for yourself, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before you start connecting with other people. So I was just talking to a client about this morning, that she was struggling every single morning for years. It was a circus, it was a rush, it was frustrating, and she felt like she would run into her day feeling that way, right? So the other day she's like, I set my alarm 15 minutes earlier, which was realistic. Don't try to do an hour at once. We all know too big of changes. If you've been hanging out with me for a while, keep it small, keep it realistic. 15 minutes earlier in the morning. 15 minutes is going to be a huge difference for walking into your day feeling better. I have a morning routine that it's so important to me. This can look so many different ways, but something that I'm really working through with my nutrition clients, evening routine, morning routine, and I'm literally asking them like, okay, what are you doing now? What can we navigate better? What can we work through? What can we do better at night? And then I ask them too, what does your week look like this week? They probably are so sick of me hearing me say this because I'm like, okay, so what's going on this coming week in your life so we can plan accordingly for that, right? We have to visualize how we want our weeks to go and how we're going to be successful. Number 5 is surround yourself with people that are doing what you want to be doing. So again, that's why I built this space here too in this community, because I don't want you to compare yourself to anybody else or to me. Like whatever my life looks like does not what your life looks like, and that's okay. Like it's not supposed to, but I want to motivate you and I want to inspire you and I want to push you right out of your comfort zone and say you can do this in any circumstance that you're in. It may look different than what I'm doing or what Karen's doing or what Carrie's doing or what Ashley's doing or what Carrie's doing, but that's okay, right? It has to work for you. And that's the most important thing. Another thing I really emphasize with my clients, I'm like, I don't care how we achieve this. It just has to work for you. So let's just figure that out and how that looks. And then you're likely to be successful because you feel confident in continuing to do that. Does that make sense? Like, give me a heart if this resonates with you. If you're constantly comparing yourself to all of your friends and what they're doing, and you're using that comparison as defeat and paralyzation, that is not serving you. That's not giving you support to be able to move forward. It's paralyzing you, right? So surround yourself with people that have what you want, but in a space that's motivating for you. So like I post myself going out for walks every day and like doing those things. Not that you're like, well, geez, she can do that because whatever, she doesn't have kids, if that's how you want to say, like, see it. I have a ton of challenges in my life too, right? We all have our stuff, but it's like, I want to inspire you that you can do these things and you can prioritize yourself, and you're so freaking worth it. Like, you work so hard for every single person in your life. You're serving, you're doing all the things. But if you're feeling burnout and you're feeling broken, you have to take this time to do the things that support you and your goals. I was just thinking today as I was doing my workout this morning, I just have these revelations. It's kind of, if you think of like a dog that when you don't take them for a walk and you don't take care of them and they're home by themselves all day, and then at the end of the night, they're naughty, right? They get into everything and they chew everything and they're bad and they don't behave. And same thing with your kids. Like, if they don't get their exercise in and they don't get their food during the day and they're overly tired, they're going to misbehave and they're not going to act well, right? Because they don't feel good. They feel off. Same thing with us, right? If we don't take care of ourselves and move our bodies and give ourselves nutrition, get enough sleep, like, our bodies are going to not work well and we're not going to feel good, right? And it's not that you're a bad person. It's just that we're not addressing our basic human needs. So our bodies are going to say, hey, I don't feel good, right? Like, you need to pay attention. You need to take care of me so I can do those things. So anyway, I just was thinking about all these things today. So so let's recap here and recap what we were just focusing on for these 5 tips to set you up for success this week. Number 1, utilize your weekends. Give me a heart if you are utilizing your weekend. It's only Saturday. You still have tomorrow to do this. Number 2, have the resources that you need to be successful. Have the foods in your house that make you feel good. Number 3, set your environment up to support you in a way that makes you feel your best. Number 4, have a morning routine that you love and that you appreciate. And this is going to take time. It may look not a certain way yet, but just start doing one extra thing that's going to make you feel good. I work a lot on morning routine. Like, I'm such a big morning routine person. Number 5, surround yourself with people that are doing what you want to be doing to elevate you, right? If you are listening to positive things and positive people and YouTube videos that are motivating, and when you're walking, you're listening to a podcast that makes you feel good, like, you're gonna vibe that way, right? You're gonna be like, yeah, like, this is the level, the frequency that I am vibing at, versus if you're filling your mind with news and negative people and food that doesn't make you feel good, like, yeah, you're probably not going to feel good all the time, right? So you can do these things. You have control over these. If you are struggling with doing this stuff for yourself, like, this is what I'm working on with women. So ask for help. Like, please, if it's not me, that's okay. But just ask for support in whatever that looks like. And yeah, like, nutrition, food, yes. But as you can see, if you've catch my vibe, there's so many other aspects of our life that we have to address and focus on to be successful with our nutrition, right? So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope this allows you to move into your weekend feeling good and feeling confident and giving you some tips and skills that you can apply. So that is what I'm here to do for you, okay? So wrapping up January, it's so crazy. If there's any topics or things that would be helpful for you, comment in below and let me know what's the one tip that you're taking away from this message today. Comment below. What is the one thing that you're doing to start moving you forward this weekend? Okay, I hope you have a great weekend, great Saturday, and I'll talk to you soon.